world is crumbling. Cars are blowing up. Explosions. People are screaming. It's the apocalypse. And you're joining in with the Aboutcast today. Today we're going to take you through a fictional journey. I don't think the apocalypse is going on right now. Could be starting if you believe in that. But today, myself, Julian, my co-host Jordan, the founders of Aboutcast, uploaded weekly, are going to take you through our famous apocalyptic squads by drafting 3 celebrities or famous people in some regards currently living to join us on our apocalyptic squad and see, maybe you guys can let us know which squad you think would last longer. Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm feeling ready. No, I'm doing good, man. I think that this is going to be just I have a few ghost picks. I have a few picks that I don't think that you'll see coming, that I think will definitely push my team ahead in this podcast.
And in this scenario, we're going to be looking at New York City, I Am Legend style, post-apocalypse. Not necessarily zombies as I Am Legend, but kind of the rundown scene of New York. If you're familiar with I Am Legend, so there's a lot of shrubbery, a ton of cars broken down, wild animals frolicking through the city, and for what you know, it's just you and your apocalyptic force, but there could be some curveballs that show up during these picks.
And now we pick the apocalyptic team of Aboutcast. Julian with the first pick. Looking at drum roll. What do we got?
I am looking at, for my first pick, post-apocalyptic world in New York. I'm going to have to go with LeBron James. 6'8", 6'9", athletic specimen, highly intelligent to some regards about his personal health, well-being. He has high basketball IQ, which could translate into a very good strategic setting. He's reasonable. He is responsive, but also combative, which is necessary in this environment. And it gives me a little bit more brute force and strength, but with quick reasoning and logic to anchor the first pick for my team. How do you think about that one, Jordan?
You know what? I think that's actually pretty solid. Like you chose one of the best athletes in the world. You can't really go wrong with that. The dude, there's probably not much that he can't lift. And I'm assuming the rest of your team will be really well-rounded and a strong people. So I'm impressed. Solid pick. I honestly didn't think about him. But now it doesn't matter because he's on your team.
Yep, that was my first pick. So I have LeBron James. And now Jordan is going to up the ante with his first selection to roam in this post-apocalyptic squad.
So my first pick for the post-apocalyptic squad on Team Snacks is going to be the one, the only, the probably most badass, or one of the most badass dudes, Jocko Willink. Dude, yeah. You knew it, did you? You didn't choose him?
I thought about sniping that one for the first pick just to spite you.
Oh,
but I gave it to you.
Oh, okay. Now we're playing kind. We're playing nice. All right. Well, the reason why I'm choosing Jocko, Julian already knows. The dude is, a combat veteran in Iraq and in Ramadi. If you guys have listened to the podcast before, I've read some of his books about leadership and team tactics and strategy. I just think he fought in urban combat. This dude is going to lead my team to victory. And so easy win. Jocko, first pick.
Do you think, in terms of your personal, think about it, post-apocalyptic squad, my biggest downside with picking LeBron as my first pick is I just don't know if we necessarily mesh as well as I think we would. Saying that we survived for a long time, there could be some conflict, potentially, maybe some different ideals floating around. How do you feel about your first pick, or maybe a con of your first pick?
I mean, the thing is all of his strengths could be used against me. So if it ever came down to that, He's a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's a man. He's a man's man. So there's a few things that might be tough. And, if we ever have to, procreate on the earth and make it whole again, I'm going to have to get kind of sneaky. I'm a big dude, but I'm going to have to get crafty to take that top tribe master from him. So no, in the team setting, we're good. But yeah, maybe things can get squirrely, but I'm not thinking that's the case. We're both good guys.
Fair. And so, Jordan, I'll give you the first opportunity to throw the first curveball in this post-apocalyptic scene, whether that is a severe rationing of food or potentially bad air. What's going on in our scenario?
So the scenario is that you are in this post-apocalyptic world, and it becomes known to you guys that you have 10 years to solve climate change. Being that you're the only people on it, you have 10 years to solve climate change, or half the world's population goes out from the people who survived the apocalypse. And so you have to think ahead as far as if you were going to survive the longest. Let's say you can get to 10 years. First off, how are you going to solve climate change problem from there?
Wow, that was a much, much more loaded question that is really going to factor into my next pick. And this makes it very unique and potentially very difficult to find someone who is highly intellectual, but also is going to survive for 10 years to help us with that tactic. And I think in that scenario, wow, that's a tough one. I think in that scenario, I may pick, interesting. I may pick okay.
I fucking knew I'd get you on that one. I knew I'd get you.
Yeah,
I got myself, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because obviously my mind goes to some prevalent climate activist. Obviously the one in the news right now is Greta Thunberg, but I don't know if
she's not pulling her weight.
Yeah, she's going to be me and LeBron and her. I mean, she's probably capable, but in a post-apocalyptic world, that might be lunch meat for some.
Need special skills.
Yeah. So maybe I roll with, this might be a wild pick. I'm going to go with Ashton Kutcher. If you guys aren't familiar with what Ashton Kutcher has done outside of acting, he's very involved in Silicon Valley and upcoming tech, along with sex trafficking, or essentially trying to stop sex trafficking.
Yeah, good preface.
And sustainable products, which I'm sure that alludes to some sort of knowledge about the climate. And that's the best one I'm going to go with. I think he'll be fit enough to survive. Might not be the best, but I think he's going to make it. How about you, Jordan?
Dude, same issue as far as being something where you got to think of somebody who's like intellectually sharp and obviously physically can pull their weight. Dude, I think I'm just going to have to go with Elon Musk, man. I'm not sure his future survivability, but I know intellectually he's there. So that's who I go with.
But you don't think he could fiddle you guys out onto some other topic that's not...
Hey, nobody's going to be fiddling anybody. All right?
What if he says...
Don't even go there.
I mean, it's not a bad idea if he says, forget the climate here, let's go to space. I guess you're in a good spot.
I mean, yeah, it's like, we're definitely going to survive longer than 10 years off that. So, win-win, I believe.
That's very fair. All right. So now we're on to our third pick here. And I'm going to throw in a curveball. Not like our island scenario where things get switched around. But this curveball is our number one picks have left our team and teamed up on their own. Who is the last person that we want to see be on their team between LeBron and Jocko? So kind of a second and a half pick. A third team has entered the mix. Who's the last person we want to see on their team?
Are they like, my question is the team going to be doing the same thing that we are? Like, is their objective to survive 10 plus years too? Or are they?
Yep. Same curveball for everyone on Earth.
Well, I imagine that the last person that I'd want them to be teamed up with is Elon Musk, right? Because that'll ruin my idea. They'll just be poaching everybody.
Yeah, but Elon's already on your team.
He's
so
like,
I think
okay,
you're
so he's
safe.
not leaving. Got him on a contract. No. Okay.
Yeah.
That is tough, man. Being that, like, Jocko is, or LeBron is, kind of, I think it would be somebody in between, right? Or maybe it would be the worst if they teamed up together. Like, could you imagine the team with Jocko and LeBron on it? That'd be terrifying. I'd be scared.
I think the first pick that comes to mind is two, I don't know, alpha males is what you'd want to call them, is if they did go, our audible route where it said, Greta Thunberg or some other climate activist that doesn't come to mind at the moment, they team up with because they know with Jocko's strategy, they can protect LeBron's leadership or LeBron's athletic ability, could protect, maybe putting a weak link in there, as you see in a lot of movies, the little, code or hacker guy who can't really hold his own but is surrounded by strength, always forms a very strong team.
Dude, do you think that Edward Snowden then would be like a kind of a scary X Factor pick then to like touch on yours?
100%. I think that'd be a deep cut that no one saw coming except for.
I don't think Jocko would rock with him though, to be honest. But if they did decide to team up, and he didn't, that would be terrifying because it's like, dude, that's so wild. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do to you? You don't know. You never know.
I think that's fair. And so now to get to the third pick, we've obviously now lost a pick. We have to make up two. This category for our third pick, Jordan, I think should just be not necessarily the celebrity or famous person themselves, but maybe a role they've played in a movie. So a famous character. So you could look at The Rock as Hobbs from the Fast and Furious series or something like that. What movie character is now on your team?
Whoever that guy was who played Superman.
Henry Cavill?
Simple. Yeah, because he's Superman now, right? Like, what are you going to do against him and me? And Elon.
That's fair.
Elon and the Musks coming in at you.
So you have Superman, Elon. So your group name is Elon and the Musk now?
Well, how about Elon and the Snacks? Yeah, I know we changed up, but Elon joined, and so I had to give him something.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's a strong pick. That, I said that question not even thinking about superheroes, and now a whole new ballpark's in play.
Dude, I mean, Tony Stark is also on the board as well. I thought
that would be a great.
Damn it! I gave you
well.
that. Shit.
I'm not gonna go that route because that one would play well to climate activists.
Dude, honestly, him and Elon,
on my team now, it's just Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, you have Ashton Kutcher as your brainiac. Come on.
Yeah, that one might turn into some bait. So I guess for my famous character, I'm gonna pick recent favorites. I've never seen these movies, but I'm gonna pick them just on the sheer absurdity that they've made 3 going on 4 films. That's gonna be John Wick.
Oh, that's smooth. Wait, you didn't even choose Neo? Why wouldn't you choose Neo specifically?
I'm going to say that deep cut didn't come directly to mind. I was just thinking of a very tactical, forceful genius who can live long enough being attacked by multiple people for 4 movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad pick, bro. It's not a bad pick at all, but damn, dude. I don't think there's a competition anymore.
All right, Jordan, you have on your plate last curveball, then first, fourth pick or final pick here.
So the last curveball is that, at some point in time, one of your team members, and you don't know who yet or when, dies of a heart attack 6 months in.
Hopefully Ashton Kutcher.
That's gonna be a deep cut. It's gonna come back when you're successful and famous. You're an Ashton Kutcher hater. It's gonna come back to you.
I'm an Ashton Kutcher fan on the record, but in this scenario, I think Ashton would agree that I did not start with the right foundation with the curveballs thrown ahead.
All right. Just wishing death on this man. But now, being that's the case, that either you're, John Wick or Ashton Kutcher, or your Brainiac, let's call him that, because that's what you designated him as, is going down. What is your last pick?
So one of them's going down. You have the fourth pick. So one of your picks is going down, and you have the final first pick.
So does that mean that I have to pick right now?
Yep.
Huh.
Feed off your own curveball. And so while Jordan thinks, I'll give you a quick rundown on this situation. I picked LeBron James first. Jordan picked Jocko. Jordan threw the curveball that in 10 years we had to figure out the sustainable option to slow down climate change, or else half the remaining population dies. That really put me in a rut. My rut led me to pick Ashton Kutcher. I can't believe I picked Ashton Kutcher.
Panic pick. Absolute panic pick.
But I did. And then Jordan picked Elon Musk in that scenario. And so from there, my curveball I threw was our two number one picks are off the table and made their own team. So now it's LeBron and Jocko with some climate activists that we aren't aware of. Maybe Soden, maybe Thurnberg, whoever they want to pick. Third pick coming in was movie character. Jordan picked Superman. I picked John Wick. And now we're on the final one. One of those are two remaining teammates. So either Ashton Kutcher or John Wick or Elon or Superman is going to die. We're now on our final pick.
So my final pick is somebody who, it's, I don't think that it'll be like kind of a emotional support role and also defense in a way if Superman dies. And if Superman doesn't die, I think that we have enough ideas possibly to get by as far as solving climate change, and the scalability. But my fourth and final pick would be Joe Rogan, bringing it home, bringing the podcast gods together.
and what is your reasoning there?
So the reasoning is that so there is going to be some sort of chemistry there, being that Joe Rogan and Elon Musk have spent some time together. Joe Rogan is a black belt in jiu-jitsu and used to be a professional fighter in taekwondo and a few other like kickboxing. So defense is there. And so if Superman goes, then we kind of still have some defense. Granted, it's not as tactical as Jocko. But if Elon Musk goes, then I think that we might be able to put together an idea. It wouldn't be strong, it wouldn't be great, but it'd be better than Ashton Kutcher's thoughts. So that's why.
That is a solid answer. Actually, if you want to see Ashton Kutcher and Joe Rogan, I think they've interviewed together. And so I guess for my fourth pick here, I'm just going to try to add some diversity, and I think I'm going to go with Angelina Jolie.
Whoa.
I think she's played
I bet you would.
a plethora of roles.
Bet you'd like that.
I think she's played a plethora of roles. I think she's well educated. I think she could hold her own. And I think it's good to have a female viewpoint in some of these scenarios, that it's not just all testosterone floating around. A very obscure team I've selected. There's definitely a pick that I would have made different, but it is what it is. So Jordan, give me the final rundown on your three picks.
So initially, Jocko didn't work out. He teamed up with somebody else. It's cool because we rebounded really well. We have Superman bringing in the muscle and the speed and the vision and the hearing and whatever else you'd like. We got Elon bringing in the memes and the thoughts on climate change. And we have Joe Rogan as kind of the emotional support / possible backup defense role, being that he is a comedian. He has team chemistry with Elon Musk. And obviously was a professional fighter.
Has DMT.
he has been on a couple DMT trips, so I think he's an out of the box thinker.
And so there's Jordan's team. Send us an email or, voice message or tweet at us what your thoughts are on Jordan's team. My team started off strong. LeBron James. Didn't work out, unfortunately, maybe because he left because I drafted Ashton Kutcher. And so I have Ashton Kutcher. I have John Wick and Angelina Jolie. So maybe not the strongest of teams, but maybe the most agile and diverse of the teams so far in this battle. And now that I say it out loud, I'm a little bit more confident
of what?
With this
of what?
This balance of a team I have.
You're confident in the balance, huh?
Yeah. If Will Smith, that would have been a great pick. Why didn't I pick Will Smith?
I was thinking that, but it's like, he's only acted in an urban environment, and Jocko was the guy in the urban environment. But if you did choose whatever the character's name is in I Am Legend, that would have been a smooth, probably better than John Wick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would have been tough.
It's tough. Well, we appreciate you guys for listening today. I hope you had as much fun, or maybe you shook your head at some of our picks. Go ahead and let us know. As always, we're the Aboutcast, uploading every Sunday. Jordan, any final words?
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I love doing this. It's so amazing. It's so fun to just kind of have a board to express and share my ideas and thoughts with you guys and give you guys value. And then being so symbiotic where you give us value. And with being that said, please reach out to us. Please don't be afraid to, review, comment, or even share this with a friend. Because we do this for you guys. So thanks. And I'm really looking forward to next Sunday.
We'll catch you next time.